Okay, well, I figured a fun thing to do, something that would be maybe in the future interesting to look at, would be to go through Reddit's top 100 or so posts, probably the top 100. I don't know, we'll see where we stop. And just go through and see what I feel about them and explain them if they're pretty time related or pretty much based on current events, and just kind of go through here just and relax and enjoy myself. But okay, here we go. Episode 1. It's here. So, top of today, America's response to the COVID-19 global pandemic all boiled down to one picture. And it's this guy here with his MAGA hat, Make America Great Again. Very popular for anyone watching this in the future, very popular at the time. Kind of hat, unfortunately. And he's wearing the mask over his eyes. So it's just, it's kind of Reddit in a nutshell. Reddit, disliking Republicans, disliking anybody who wears a Trump hat. And it kind of, this is their image of what a Trump supporter looks like, despite having a lot of supporters. He has way too many supporters. Shocking number of supporters. But yeah, this is the top of the day. This is during coronavirus. I'm sure you won't forget that. Right now, everyone on planes is supposed to be wearing masks. California just ordered everybody to wear masks indoors, unless you're talking to somebody who is deaf, or there's a few exemptions, but they've got a pretty lockdown over there. But anyway, this guy's got a mask on his face. Let's see, is it still on me? Yeah, it's still on me. Okay. Next one. This is next fucking level. Stay focused on the problem, not the distractions. And this karate teacher here, I saw this one earlier. This guy is trying to teach him to dodge at the right time. He says, "Look at me." See, kid's all worked up. He says, "Deal with your anxiety." He's freaking out before he even swings. So he's trying to get him to learn to wait before he swings. See any? If you move too soon, move now. Move just like you did. I'll abort and I'll hit you in the head. Well, he gets him to calm down. I'll skip a little bit. Gets him to calm down, and then he's dodging it real fast. Look at that. That's kind of wild, actually. Look at that. Whap! Whap! Oh man, that's fast. This kid excels. Look how fast he learned this. Look at this. Pooh! Man, yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Next one from r/pics, another coronavirus one here. It says, "My local movie theater, Vancouver, Washington." And this is some movie theater called Kiggins. It's got a pretty cool little old building style there with the old marquee with the letters they slide on. But it's got the quote from Batman: "I wear the mask to protect the people closest to me," Batman. And that's just them, trying to make it cool to wear a mask. Because that's what everyone needs. They just need some motivation. They want to feel like superheroes, and that's what'll make them wear a mask. Because you can't just do it because it's the right thing to do, or because you're protecting people's health from your coughs and sneezes and all that. You gotta feel like Batman to do it. Now, this is the Reddit broadcast system. This is what they did. This is pretty new. It's called RPAN. Oh, I'm also gonna sip coffee, by the way. Just that is hot. Oh, that was hot. But anyway, got this Reddit public access network, RPAN, and you pretty much only see pretty girls doing anything, or very talented men doing something. Not to say there aren't talented women. I don't want to come off as sexist. It's just to say that you have to be very talented, as with the males, in order to get into RPAN, or you have to be super endearing. And so I think anyone that does a Bob Ross type painting pretty much gets in there automatically. But anyway, that's what they're doing today. 7,200 people watching this guy paint, and he looks like a nice painter. It's good. Can we bring this meme back? When you close schools at 1,000 cases, but reopen at 1.7 million. So, as obviously COVID-19 is still a hot topic. You're probably going to see a lot of videos in the next months of recording this of just COVID-19 related stuff. It's just going to be everywhere. The risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at math. So that's kind of funny, I guess. That's kind of what gets to the top of Reddit. It's just the least offensive, most nose breathing laugh type thing. It's never like a haha. It's always like a and a smile. That's kind of all you can give it. But yeah, when you close schools at 1,000 cases but reopen at 1.7 million, it's pretty crazy. It is. It seems pretty much devoid of any logic that we had such a strong and stark response. I mean, relative. It's strong and stark for America, for the United States. Strong and very stark response at the beginning, and then we lighten up because we think things are getting better, or for whatever reason that we opened up, and now we're just talking about reopening everything despite closing it when we had 1% of the problem. Now we're at 99 times the problem, and we're reopening. So I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I don't think, politics aside, I just don't think that makes any sense. You know, it's obvious that this thing is bad, and people don't seem to care. It's too bad. But anyway, that's pretty good. That makes sense because it does make you think that they're bad at math. Oh my goodness. And then here's the r/pics. I took this pic right before my friend proposed to his girlfriend in Harlem, New York City. So that's a pretty pic. That's usually what gets to the top of Reddit, is anything that tugs at the heart. And given that they are an interracial couple, I think people really like to see that on Reddit. And I think it is a beautiful thing, but it definitely does go a lot higher than anything else. But no, it's really pretty. It's a pretty picture. It's a nice picture. It's kind of a celebration of humanity and human nature and the way that we show love for each other. And I think that's very nice. But that's a nice picture too. The reflection's really pretty. You know, the sky's very clear that day, or that's a giant cloud, so the opposite. But whatever. Yeah, no, it's an all-around nice picture. Next fucking level again. How this talented groomer establishes trust with a Shiba in under a minute. I guess I'll go back to the beginning. So this Shiba Inu here, I used to have a Shiba Inu. His name was Cody. It's a good dog. But he's freaking out. It's nasty. Oh, that's terrifying. I would have, at that point, I would back out. That's when I quit. I quit the moment the thing starts lashing at me with all of its teeth like that. That's crazy. I don't do that 3-4 times. Look at that. Wow. Nice and calm. A little more coffee. Actually, just want to make sure I'm still recording. Okay. Here we go from Today I Learned. Today I learned that even though Philo Farnsworth, the inventor of the electronic television, was disappointed by it for most of his life, he changed his mind the day he saw Neil Armstrong walk on the moon thanks to his invention, telling his wife, "This has made it all worthwhile." That's cool. Today I Learned's always got just kind of random facts, kind of fun facts. You remember when I was a kid, they used to have all these pamphlets, all these, you could buy these big long thing of like brain cards or something, and you could just slide them across and flip and look at each one, and it would have 10-15 facts on it, things like that from when I was in elementary school. Now it just seems pretty much everything's on the internet, so I don't see stuff like that anymore. So it's nice. Get my fun facts off of Today I Learned. Yeah, anyway, that's kind of cool. I imagine that's got to be a huge thing for that guy. See here, r/memes. Authority is not given to you, steward, to deny the return of the king. I don't know what this means, to be honest with you, and I'm not always going to know what it means. But I just figure this just has to do with what they chose as the emoji for the turtle in Android. And I guess people really liked the old one. It looks a little more derpy. It's like a front view, and it looks like his head is just this weird oblong lump. Versus, this guy who's kind of smug. Looks like a rich turtle. Guys, walk into his turtle Corvette and drive away, and slowly his turtle Corvette 2 miles an hour. And then this guy right here just looks like a dinosaur, and that doesn't look very turtly at all. But yeah, so they're pretty excited about Android 11 bringing that back. So much so that they're comparing it to the third Lord of the Rings film, which was very good. I don't know if in the future people will know about Lord of the Rings, but hopefully my video here brings it back to your attention. r/interesting as fuck. Yet another COVID-19 related post. A doctor sneezed, sang, talked, and coughed toward an agar plate, an agar culture plate, with and without a mask. And so it says here, bacteria from respiratory droplets spread by, and then he's got what he did, and then whether he was masked or not masked. And you can see here the sneeze. That's just disgusting. That's so gross. That's so many germs. And then singing, which I hope no one's singing within range of me that close that I get bacteria on me. I'm not sure why he's I'm not sure who he's planning for, who he's helping out in this case. And I guess choirs, so they know how to social distance in choirs. I don't know. Talking makes sense, and then 2 coughs, and that's just gross. Pretty cool though that this that must have been a good mask. Not anything went through on those ones. Those stayed completely clear. Okay. We got r/aw. And that's blankets make him so happy, and it's this puppy. Every time he sees a blanket, look at this. That is pretty aw. That's cute. That's a cute puppy. I was thinking I need to build a dog house like that for my dog. This one right here. I gotta build one for Bingo. Looks just like this. Yeah, that's cool. That's a pretty damn cute dog. Just won't let go. All or nothing, a sign from a local business, r/funny. Says you can choose not to wear a mask, then you must also remove all your clothes to enter. It's all or nothing. It's about choices. I've been to San Francisco, I've been to LA, I've been to San Diego, I've been to San Antonio, I've been to Houston, Dallas, Myrtle Beach. I've been to a lot of big cities, and I feel like can I help you? Is there a reason why you're sneaking on me?
Can I hear you?
Why?
I just like to hear your thoughts. No? Okay, bye.
I mean, if you want, weirdo, just don't look at me.
Okay, well.
Anyway, that was my wife sneaking in. It's a sign from local business. Anyway, I've been to a lot of these big cities, and I feel like most of these places that I've been to, people would totally be okay with removing their clothes. Like 1 out of 5 people would take that challenge. And I just would be afraid to put a sign up like this because I feel like that would scar me. The wrong person comes through. The wrong person's different for everybody, but the wrong person comes through and gets naked, and then you have to see that. That's good coffee. All right, and then old school cool. Top post here is Princess Diana's iconic revenge dress worn the night Prince Charles publicly admitted to being unfaithful to her in 1994, the year before I was born. Yeah, I honestly didn't even know that was a historical fact, if I'm being honest with you. I wasn't aware that Prince Charles was unfaithful to Princess Diana. But now I know. But I understand why they call it a revenge dress, I guess. It's pretty sultry. She's got that sultry neck diamond and that sultry Karen haircut. Yeah, that's old school cool tends to be just people that other people think are hot, or people that they think are hot. Usually it's like their own grandmother. It's kind of gross, but that's what people are into these days. Can't judge them. Well, you can, but it doesn't do you any good. That's cute. I want a pygmy goat. Top of Black People Twitter. This time we failed the project. And it says, those who have stayed inside, wore masks in public, and socially distanced during this entire pandemic are the same people who are used to doing the whole group project by themselves. Yeah. No, I was that guy. I did the whole group project by myself fairly often. That was that was my childhood, so I see that. But no, I see that. That's just crazy. It's crazy that people aren't willing to wear them. It's crazy that people are in these massive, overclogged states, breathing and sneezing and coughing on each other and giving each other a disease that we all know is out there and it's spreading like wildfire, and people are still just YOLOing, not giving a fuck. This one right here is r/watch people die inside. It's when the cameraman forgets personal space, and it looks really awkward. Just I would hate to be him right now. Just like 3 inches away from the camera. Switches over to Leonardo DiCaprio. Both just total gentlemen about this. Just completely trapped. Oh, my speakers are off. Just completely trapped in this situation. Got no way around it. And then there's Quentin Tarantino. What do you do? What do you do when you have a camera on you that close? Let's see here. I got r/wholesome memes. Strange encouragement. Sigh, I don't think I'm flying well. Clap, clap, clap. Oh, thanks for the encouragement. That's nice. That's a fly who thinks he's being cheered for, but clearly these people are trying to murder the fly. And this fly takes encouragement from it anyway. And I think that says a lot about kind of the universe and life itself. It's a very existential fly. This one was kind of crazy. This guy, father lunges at Larry Nassar in court for sexually assaulting his daughters.
Would you do that? Yes or no? Would you give me 1 minute? Well, I'm going to have to get something on.
Go for it. That's just crazy. That's intense. It is intense. Mary's just being held down. He gets back up. I mean, when I watched the video, they treated him pretty well, and it's probably because, you know, he's clearly just an angry dude about his daughter getting sexually assaulted. But it's just crazy. That's one thing about Reddit, is it's an emotional roller coaster, you know? One moment you're hearing r/wholesome memes and you're laughing, you're smiling. Next moment you're watching a guy jump at a rapist. Or I guess a sexual assaultist. But yeah. Well, we got a nice ad here. Let's see how many we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Okay. Next one, r/made me smile. That's no Blizzard. That's my sister. After we went trick-or-treating, we ran into Walmart to grab a few things and ran into Elsa. These two were saying, "That's my sister." When we left, Nahmi cried and said she wanted to see her sister. I got Elsa's mom's number, and she said her daughter was crying too. Now we're scheduling a play date. Love sees no color. It's very nice. And that is just a couple of girls here who wore the sisters from Frozen? Some Frozen. And I guess they wanted to be together forever because they wore the sister costume, so they were their 4 sisters. r/Black People Twitter again. Solidarity to all sane people in states against the lethal ignorance. And it says people will be like, I don't know a single person IRL who has had COVID and believe it's not possible to get. Meanwhile, they don't know a single billionaire IRL and believe that's totally achievable. Yeah, no. I was just talking about that actually earlier, about how my stepdad actually mentions that he is unsure about the whole coronavirus, the statistics, because he doesn't know anybody personally who has it. But really think about it. If we have 1 million cases, let's say 2 million cases, right? 2 million cases, that puts you at 0.5% of the U.S. population. So that means you would have to know, in order to know somebody who has it, you'd have to know like 400 people, 350 people And that's ignoring the geographical aspects. That's ignoring a lot of variables. But just flat out, you'd have to know about 350 people, 400 people, to be able to certainly say, statistically speaking, I should know somebody with this. But if you only hang out with 20, 40, 50, 100 people, if you only talk to 50 people, then you're completely unlikely to know somebody who has it just on the basis of knowing people. You'd have to really know a ton of people, or you'd have to live in an area that has been highly impacted by it. Like, obviously, if you live in New York, and that actually skews the statistic even more. If you live in a state it doesn't have prevalent cases, you'd have to really know a lot of people. But it is funny. He mentions they don't know a single billionaire IRL and believe that's achievable. It's just. I saw a quote once that said something to the effect of, Americans are a bunch of people who believe themselves to be temporarily disadvantaged millionaires. And that's, I think, a very true fact about us. We all think that we can all make it to the top at certain times. This is r/aw again. During middle school, Sophia's stepdad used to leave her a note on her door each day to inspire her. Well, she kept those notes, and it's been 6 years since then. She gave him those notes back. And it's just him, he gets this picture frame here with all the notes in it. And I honestly, this is kind of weird to me. It seems a little weird that I get like being moved by this, I guess. But to me personally, it seems a little strange that she would give him his notes back to him. I mean, I guess that's nice, but usually I'd expect a collage of things to me from somebody else. But that's okay. He's enjoying it. And that's good. It shows that she liked him a lot, that she kept all of them. That's sweet. I'm just being a Grinch. That's all. All right, next one. Pro versus anti-Trump seniors protest at the villages in Florida. This is actually kind of funny at the beginning. I didn't watch the whole thing. Guy's yelling white power. So he's a psycho. This lady yelling fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump! Oh, listen to your president if you want nasty language.
She goes fuck Trump, and then she says nasty language. She says listen to your president if you want nasty language. So good. I love people.
Officer!
It's like a zoo out there. Florida, all these people went to retire, and now they're just all fighting each other. They got nothing to do all day, That's what some of these really old people in Florida, they've just got nothing to do all day. And they're just going to go out and fight each other over anything, It's literally two people who believe that things should be run differently. But they're still both humans, and yet they go after each other like crazy, like they're, like as if these are like sharks, like the other side is some violent animal they have to kill. They treat each other real crazy like. But all right, we got r/white people Twitter was really effective, says by Rachel Syme. Whoever did the PR in the 90s about cutting open plastic 6-pack rings so they don't choke animals did an amazing job, and they should find that person and put them in charge of the Wear a Mask campaign. Yeah, that's true. I remember seeing a lot of that imagery of a lot of these animals getting choked out by the 6-packs rings, the little plastic rings they put on the 6-pack cans. And I know that was a big thing for a while. That was a while back. This is a real throwback. Sometimes you just need a little throwback in your life during coronavirus and Trump in order to get through. All right, we got r/next fucking level. This cloud formation looks like an AT-AT on Hoth, and that does. That title is correct. That looks exactly like an AT-AT, except the front feet look like they're falling through, so it looks like it's dying. But that looks a lot like it. That's pretty good. All right. So here we got r/pics, the winning sand sculpture of the Texas Sand Sculpture Festival. So that's probably over in Galveston or something. Actually, I don't know a lot of these cities that border the ocean, the Gulf over there, but the winning sand sculpture of the Texas Sand Sculpture Festival. It's Abe Lincoln. He's got his hand in his face. He's dismayed. He is upset America. It's all shattered and falling apart. That's cool. I'm shocked by people that can make these sand sculptures like this, and with so much clarity in the details of the design of it, having these cracks be so fine and like detailed and not just smoothed out or falling apart. Everything I make in sand does not look like this, you know. So it's just shocking. People are good. All right, we got r/memes. USSR anthem starts playing. Me, I have a 3D version of the meme. Reposters, we have. That's just this warped image of Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny has made a comeback in the last 3 years. There's Big Chonk. There's this Bugs Bunny. Excuse me. But yeah. This one's communist. And this has been a meme that's been going around, but it's usually 2D. We got r/aw. Where could that kid have got to? It's under the oven. Yet again, I want a little goat. That's all I want. Hey, baby, can we get a little goat next?
Little goat?
I want a little goat.
Oh, yeah. But that little goat's gonna need a little goat friend.
Bingo. Alright, I got r/news. Sacha Baron Cohen crashes right-wing event, leads absurd sing-along. I'm actually going to read that one. I don't know. Let's see here. Sacha Baron Cohen is at it again. Who wants to chop him up like the Saudis do? Asked a bearded overalls wearing Cohen. That's crazy. The March for Our Rights 3 event, which counters a 2018 student-led March for Our Lives demonstration in the wake of the Parkland High School shooting in Florida, is pro-gun and staunchly conservative, which is why Barron's sing-along efforts were all the more absurd. I see. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So it looks like what it's saying here is it says that he got people to sing, which is the crazy part. He says the proposed vectors of attack were either injecting them with the Wuhan flu or chopping them up like the Saudis do. The crowd cheered the lyrics and Cohen's anti-Semitic taunts, the you-know-who's, the anti-Asian jabs, nuke them up like we used to do. That is just crazy. Every day is like when you read the news, it's just like reading The Onion. There's really no difference between The Onion and the news. And if anything, I think The Onion seems more believable in some days. When you hear like things like today, Trump retweeted a video of someone saying white power, like to think that we have a president that's so ignorant at this point is just like it just feels like we're reverting. It's just crazy that anybody would. And you can't say that that's not part of the video. You know, you can't say that. Oops, he just don't everything but that part. It's like the first part, and it's very loud. And the person is very, very proud of it, you know? So when you repost it, it's almost like stating it's your opinion. You know, if I reposted something right now that said something racist, you would all assume I'm racist. So why would you not assume that when somebody posts something that's white supremacy, that it's, they're white supremacists? It's crazy. All right, we got r/white people tweeter, Fiji. This is the first year I'm not going to Fiji because of COVID-19. Normally I do not go because I'm poor. I've seen this many times. This has been the post lately. This seems to be it, you know? Everybody's mentioning how poor they are. It's Brooke Miller. Then we got Facepalm. Fear for public safety? Seriously? Darian Hunt was a cosplayer. I get in trouble all the time for how I pronounce that. I think it's supposed to be cosplayer because it's costume. But I want to say co because it looks like co-op and I see player and that makes me think of games. So I want to say cosplayer. I think it's cosplayer. Darian Hunt was a cosplayer who was shot holding a plastic sword while in cosplay. The officers said they fired because they feared public safety. He was shot 6 times, at least 4 of them in the back. Please help reopen his case. He doesn't have justice. That's just crazy. Like, for me, it just comes down to, would I want to be treated like this, right? Would I want to be shot 6 times? Well, like, no one wearing cosplay commits crimes. Well, I don't want to say that, but I don't feel like people will get plastic swords and wear cosplay and then go commit crimes. You know, it's not like he's doing something that warrants being shot at. You know, and if they're saying that that plastic sword looked too real, then just, you know, you're out of knife range. You're out of sword range. Ask him the damn question. See if he'll put it down, and then you guys can check it. You know, but shooting him 6 times, like, how does that even happen? That's just crazy. You know, 4 of them in the back, which means he's like shot twice, and then he like turned around and tried to run away, or he was running away and then he turned around to tell him to stop. Either way, it's graphic and horrible. That's terrible. I would never want to be treated like that, and I really hope people don't keep getting shot in the back 6 times, 4 times. r/news, son of Butler Company judge receives no prison time after pleading guilty to child porn. That's kind of crazy. I've seen this, and then there was another guy out of Utah, the Utah CEO, who was caught with terabytes, like just like an absurd amount of child porn on his computer, and he was not given more than, I think it was like 6 months or something like that. So very questionable about the system here. But when you go into the comments, I saw somebody said that they told them that that's a very common, I don't know if I can find it. Someone said it's a very common way to deal with it, but I can't imagine that's common. I would really hope not. Let's see here. We got r/gifts. Trump campaign volunteers remove thousands of social distancing stickers from seats before Tulsa rally. That's kind of interesting. You're just going through removing the social distancing stickers while wearing mask. Well, that guy is, right? Is he wearing a mask? Yeah, he's wearing a mask. Yeah, that guy is too. The police don't wear masks. They're too badass. Look at him. That's so stupid. Okay. R.I.P. Andre. Our fearless rooster, Andre, was killed in the line of duty this week. He fought off a raccoon long enough for us to intervene, but he didn't make it. Not a single chicken was lost. He was their protector, a hero. He will be sorely missed. My heart is heavy. R.I.P. Sweet Prince. Wow. Fought off a raccoon. That's awesome. That's a badass rooster. And he looked badass too, though. Look at him. Got some rooster muscles under there. That's cool. I've seen videos like that and recordings of dogs and different animals saving people, protecting people. I think that's super cool. We got Instant Karma, the mosquito. This mosquito comes and sucks on him, so he drops him in a Venus flytrap. Like, it's the circle of life. I feel like that's so much more cruel than just smashing the thing. It's like you're just finding, you have to find the plant. You got to procure the plant first. And then you punish them specifically that. And I think, like, what is it, digests it with acid or something? Like acid comes out of the pores of the petals and then digests it. That can't be a comfortable way to go. Poor mosquito. Let's see here. Trump shares video of great people shouting white power at protesters. Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier. We got r/horny unoriginal kids starter pack. This is just making fun of this. I mean, this is kind of a very, very common trend, and I think it's because Reddit does have a ton of teenagers and a lot of kids from the age of like 12 to 16 or 12 to 18 in general. There's just a lot of posts that come up of just like something tits, or what sounds fake but is actually true, and then the sex of Reddit. What is your favorite sexy sex to do while you sex? It's just kind of all these are the cheap repeated ones. If you go on Reddit long enough, you'll see these things 2, 3, 4, 5 times. People use the same posts to get updates. I've been to the Source Brothers Hydro Homies. It's a very good subreddit. It's just dedicated to giving people water. telling people, not giving people water. That'd be cool if they gave people water, but they tell people to drink more water. That's a good reminder. But people always try to one up each other on getting better and better quality water, and this guy pulled it right out of the glacier, out of the mountain spring. We got Please Don't Bully Me. Nobody, the ice cream brand Turkey, and he's a Shiba Inu flipping the ice cream. That's sometimes some pretty low effort stuff gets to the top. This is it. These are the suds bubbling up to the top. It's just dumb. It's just zero effort. Video retweeted by Trump shows supporters yelling white power. Right. R/ interesting as fuck. Orphaned beaver expressing his dam building instincts. That's cute. Safe at home plate. A dog flies in there from outside. He slides in. Whoosh. Oh, that's cool. R/ oddly satisfying. This bridge over peaceful water. Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty. I always like these pieces with reflection in the water, seeing a perfect image flipped upside down. Makes the world seem four-dimensional. Blur's photographer. It's because his eye. Yeah. The viewfinder is right there. That's funny. That's good. That's good. This is what I come here for. These kind of hot takes, people that are really paying attention. Because this is what I notice most of the time. Who knows? Maybe just getting ready to get in there. I don't know. But I like that idea better. Space. That's so good. Let's see here. My brother was living on the street, struggling with addiction. Now he paints his experience. That's really cool. That's pretty. Hobo, die, loser, junkie, all the things people call him, I guess. And this is addiction and homelessness down there. Chasing him. It's crazy. That's a really good image. I like that a lot. It's good art. Getting bullied by an anti-vaxxer. Just sneeze on him. Cursed comments. Yeah. Don't sneeze on anti-vaxxers. It's not good. Some YouTube drama. YouTube censors guy's 1800th chess video for talking about COVID-19, even though he was just mentioning how people were getting back into chess because they're stuck at home. So I don't know, there's always some YouTube drama. YouTube's always censoring somebody, or removing something, or putting down something, or buying ads, or removing ads, or there's always something going on in the YouTube world. And now it's this guy, I guess, bringing up COVID-19. So it just kind of seems really specific. Just this guy nobody knows, and they're just taking down his videos. Like, I get it. Maybe if someone famous did it or something, I don't know. Maybe he's more famous than I know. I could be wrong. R/World News. Hawaii group sets record for largest haul of plastic removed from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I was actually just talking to my wife about this thing. It's twice the size of Texas. It's in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California, and it's made entirely of just garbage. And it's so huge, and there's so much garbage, and it never is going to decompose, and it just kills fish all day. And nobody makes, and from what I've seen, there's not very much effort made to slow it down. It's full of refrigerators. There's just like 7 million I don't know. There's like 70,000 refrigerators or something floating in the ocean. I don't know. That's just nuts to me. Ocean Voyages Institute says it made history this week, returning to the port of Honolulu Tuesday after successfully removing 103 tons of fishing nets and consumer plastics from the Pacific garbage patch. Fishing nets, that's I for some reason didn't think of that, but that makes sense. Gotta assume they lose a lot of them. R/mildly interesting. This monkey at the top of a water tank. He's just chilling. Just got a monkey chilling at the top of a water tank. I don't know where that is. It's gotta be somewhere where monkeys are native to. It's Africa somewhere. Asia, perhaps. But I can't recognize. Maybe one of you guys know what kind of monkey that is. Everything is fine. It's this guy cowering. He just looks so sad. I mean, that looks shady as fuck. I don't know about walking across that. That looks way too skimpy. And there's hella other people on that rope. I would feel terrified too. I get that. All he's got is that little orange helmet. Wearing shorts. You fall into that in shorts. You don't want to fall into that forest into shorts. Don't ever fall into a forest in shorts. It's a terrible place to be with shorts. I was just in the forest with shorts. I can tell you it's not comfortable. Let's see here. R/unpopular opinion could be retitled R/popular opinion, but it says one of the biggest failings of modern education is managing to convince a whole generation that Wikipedia is an unreliable source. I don't think they convinced me. I just think that they told me not to use it, and I realized it was reliable and that they were wrong. I don't really know that people that are hearing it from school and then going, well, I better never use it. It's just, it's not good. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't feel like that's the biggest failings of modern education, which I guess makes it an unpopular opinion. They got me. R/awful everything, waiting for the research. There's a cure for cancer. His name is Jesus. There's a cure for HIV/AIDS. His name is Jesus. There is a cure for lupus. His name is Jesus. There is a cure for diabetes. His name is Jesus. Well, when is he going to publish his research? Yeah, that's a good point there, Jovan. I was really into it until I realized that he didn't publish anything. His name is Jesus. I don't know. Seems like one of those things people say. You know, they go, "Oh, you just gotta believe in Jesus and you'll be cured. That's all you need." But it seems like when they're not cured, they say, "Well, Jesus said I didn't need to be cured yet," and when they are cured, Jesus said I'm supposed to be cured now. There's always an answer. It always just fits whatever narrative they want to draw. But hopefully he posts his research soon. So we got r/memes. We. My French cousin visits us. Me trying to communicate. We. It's just again, I don't know. Then we got r/politics. Treason trends after bombshell. Story claiming Trump knew Putin had bounty on U.S. troops. I assume treason because 45 is the number president he is. What number president is Trump? 45. I was right. Okay. Yep. Treason using the 4 and the 5. That's perfect. That works really well. That's pretty crazy. That's a story that came out recently that Putin or his system, his politics, his political group, party is we're offering bounties on American troops. We're saying if the people in Afghanistan would kill the U.S. soldiers, that they would give them money, give them a payout for killing U.S. troops, which is pretty crazy. But I think the war in the Middle East has very long been a proxy war, you know, between these superpowers just kind of flexing out what they can do with all their money and all their might. Trying to scare the other. You got r/interesting as fuck. Ohio State University waited for students to create different paths and paved them after. That's smart. That's actually really brilliant. You see the way they did the design on all of the paths. They just had people before school was open, or before they had the paths paved. They just probably had grass there, and then just watched how people would walk. And those are the paths people took. That's smart. That's some big brain stuff. Leave it to a college. Let's see, how many have we done? Well, I think that's enough. Yeah, I looked at enough Reddit for now. Anyway, there's what's going on today. Hope you had a good time. Bye.